Hi, I'm Rick Bell, and thanks for joining our ongoing coverage of the 5th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. With me today is Mike Psenka, Senior Vice President of Workforce Analytics for Equifax Workforce Solutions. Mike, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
In your role with Equifax, you've obviously had a lot of conversations with employers regarding the Affordable Care Act. Take me through some of the early conversations that you had with these people.
So in the very beginning, I think a lot of the conversations, maybe there was a little denial, a little hope of the legislation going away, and maybe an underestimation of the scope of what was going to be involved in that. But that did change as time moved forward, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And so now, did you get a sense that there was an aversion to the Affordable Care Act, that they thought someday maybe it would go away?
Yeah, certainly. Before the decision in 2013, they thought it was going to go away, and I think that question is always there because it's legislation and compliance, and no employer is cheering to pick up new costs and have to deal with compliance. So I think there's always that hope. In the back of their mind, just like there's hope that we'll hear that we're getting tax cuts, right? Personal tax cuts. Right. But for a lot of organizations, as they have moved forward, I think they're realizing that they've got to start to bake it into their new normal. That they have to start to get the organizational, the technology, the legal, the financial aspects into their business and into their strategy. Because for certain industries, the staffing industry, casual dining, retail, who have a large contingency of hourly and seasonal workers, there's a big impact for their business. And for organizations like staffing, this is their cost of goods sold, right? And so it has a significant impact in how they look at their services. So I think for those businesses, they've been a little more active in how the ACA affects their business.
Now, in 2013, did you see that postponement led to a realization, hey, this is for real, this is gonna happen?
Yeah. And I think one of the things, I think the postponement was good in 2013 because employers were not ready, by and large, to have the employer mandate enforced. So it was a good thing that it got delayed. I think we were afraid that employers were going to sort of take a break and say, hey, we've got an extra 6 months, but they didn't. The vast majority of them said, no, we need to continue to move forward. And there was that realization that, hey, this is a little more involved than we thought it was going to be involved with. So we need to continue our pace and cadence and move forward on that. Mm-hmm. So,
and then because there's a 30%.
That's right. Yeah. So the 30% threshold, that forgiveness, is probably what has allowed a lot of employers to sort of slide into this year and maybe not have all their ducks in a row with all their information systems, having to pull payroll and the benefits data and the leave data, getting all that together. If you've got multiple payroll systems and benefits and you've acquired 3 businesses, that's a big deal. And probably one of the bigger challenges employers faced was trying to get that data accurately. So the 30% allowed them maybe to cobble together a solution in the short term, but knowing that that's going to drop down to a 5% threshold for forgiveness means they really have to get things. And I think that's what a lot of employers are using this year to make sure they have everything in place so they're accurate on an ongoing basis.
And now, what are you hearing from employers today?
So today it's about making sure they're compliant with the legislation, making sure that they've got the systems in place, that they've got the review process, that they've got their cadence so they can make sure they can focus on business as usual. I think as they look forward into future years, years 2 and 3, I think they may think about it a little more strategically, how they can align benefits. And I think a lot of that's going to be driven by the labor market, how a lot of these organizations think about it strategically. Labor market's starting to tighten up recently with voluntary quits and job openings and hires. All those things point towards a vibrant U.S. economy, but that will also have an impact on employers, I think, and how they think about benefits for their employees.
So barring any major shifts in politics or the legal world with the ACA, where do you see the ACA going 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Is it here to stay, the new normal?
Yeah, so I think yes, the answer is it's here to stay, and some version of it, for sure. But it will change from how it is today. The employers will have a significant role in ACA. Just when you look at the cost budgetary structure, the impact, the number of people and the number of lives that are covered, it's pretty clear that that it probably will stay, will be here. The employers will have a major role in it. How employers report on that information, how that gets managed, the details, I think those things will get tuned and tweaked. I don't think employers or the government feel that it's 100% dialed in right now. So I think we will see incremental changes, but probably not anything sweeping.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks so much, Mike.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate your time. I'm Rick Bell for Workforce, and thanks for watching.